Hey, good everyone, it's Donald. It is late Monday evening, early Tuesday morning after week 5 of CCU East Bay Friendship. I'm doing a quick podcast on some officiating stuff I saw from the week before. Given that doing these podcasts when I edit video takes a while, I'm actually going to just use pictures. I think it will illustrate things just fine. And it will hopefully point out a couple things that people can learn from and hopefully improve. So let us start. All right, so for the first tip, you've already seen the subject. It is stay wide angle. So based on the photo you see here, do you have any observations about the referees? There could be a couple of things you may want to mention. So let me give you a couple of seconds to take a look at the picture, and then I'll be right back to tell you what I thought about what I saw, at least in the photo. All right, now that you guys had a chance to look at the play, let me give you a couple of observations. Number one, let's look at Brian, who is under the basket as the play is going on. Really, when we're officiating, you really shouldn't be completely under the basket. It's okay to move around up under the basket if you need to get wide, either to the left side or to the right side. But really, you shouldn't be under the basket completely because you're usually blocked out and can't really get a good angle to see if there's any fouls. You're literally, in our term, straight line. You're looking at a player without any idea of what the defender's hands are doing. So that's one observation. So in Brian's case, and again, it's true for everybody who hangs around down there, you should stay wide. Now, based on what I saw of the play, Bao was actually where the long double-headed blue line was, but because there was a shot, Bao actually had started running down court, and he hadn't gotten back into the picture as of this play occurred. So, in theory, in most cases, Brian should have been to his left, all the way by the exit sign, by the door. But in fact, by Brian being there, he actually was in not bad position, but what he could have done was actually gone to his right a little further out toward where Dixon was, and he would have gotten a pretty good look to see if there was a foul or not. In this play, from watching the video, I don't know if there was a foul called. I don't think there was. I think there might have been one, but regardless, it doesn't matter if the foul was called or not. It's best in this case for Brian to have gone, further to his right, because Bao actually has stepped away. If Bao had actually stayed, he might have seen the actual foul call. And that's actually the second point, which is Bao left, and I don't know where he was standing because I don't think he came into the picture. But when we're doing high school basketball, we're told never to leave early. If we do, we need to get back into position, because in this case, Brian may have had a hard time seeing anything because of where he was standing. Bao would have gotten a better angle because I think Dan might have gotten hit. Again, we're not here to make commentary on fouls, whether they're legit or not. It's really about, can you get into the right position? All right, guys, so tip number 2. Here's the picture again, a different picture. Take a quick look at the picture and tell me if you see anything unusual or if you notice anything that may be missing. All right, guys, now that you have a chance to look at the photo, what do you think? What's missing in this picture here? You see 6 guys in the key. You see Bao running down to look at the play. You see Ben hanging around the three-point line. What is not there? Well, it took me by surprise, but it looked like I was surprised not to see a referee anywhere in this play, down on the other side by the exit door. I had to go back and rewind the tape a little bit last week and say, well, what happened to the other ref? So I believe it was Derek. During the fast break, he stopped at the table for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I believe he told me by IM that he may have been trying to deal with some scorekeeping stuff. So in any case, this was a good learning lesson for everyone. I wanted to point out that when you're in action, don't worry about the logistics. Don't worry about the scorebook. Don't worry about points and whatever. Just get yourself down there and just refereed the game. And this was a good illustration because, again, I'm not doing the live video today, but during the fast break, my captain Y was defending Ray on the break, and Ray pushed off. It's a fact. I saw it. But regardless of whether it was called or not, right, the referee has to be there in position to take care of any business. And if you miss it, you miss it, whatever. That's not a huge deal. The key thing is that, player safety, game action takes precedence over any logistical things. Also, people may not realize that, scorebooks, scorekeeping, and all of those things, if there's any reason that you think it's wrong, you can always correct it. It does not have to be corrected immediately, even though people get pissed off that, oh, the score is wrong. Things can be corrected, and you can take care of it at any time, even up until the end of the game. Right? So, nobody's trying to cheat anybody in the scores, right? People are going to make mistakes, and if we know there's a mistake, you know what? You can just tell the scorekeeper to correct it later, but make sure you get yourself into the action. Now that we talked about a lot of other folks, again, Brian, Derek, anyone else, not picking on you guys, I'm going to show a clip of myself illustrating the same thing I just talked about, why I should focus on the game action. So I'm going to show you the clip and then come back and talk about it, and then we'll wrap up. All right, guys, now that you've seen my play, let's kind of wrap up with some conclusions. Number one, on my play, it's just illustrating my point number 2 about focusing on the game. If you see my play, you'll see that for a brief second, I take my eyes off the players, I take the whistle out of my mouth, I tell the score table to switch the arrow, and then I avert my eyes back to the play. I really shouldn't have done that if you watch the whole sequence, as the black ball handler is dribbling around the screen and the Lincoln defender obviously bumps into her. And I did call the foul, which was the good thing. But the main thing, going back to point number 2 earlier, is that anytime you're distracted, you can miss a big play and miss a big foul. People may get hurt, people may get upset, whatever the case may be. Now, in CCU East Bay, probably not a big deal if you miss the call. But in high school, if you miss something, and especially if people are watching or coaches are on your case, there could be a lot of stuff you have to deal with. So, main point is keep focus on the play. But heck, I'm a high school official. I'm not the best. I make mistakes too, along with everyone else. Luckily, I got the foul on that particular one. But man, watching that play again, it's a good reminder that, we all need to stay focused, if not just for the sake of the game, but for player safety as well. Any case, that concludes what I wanted to talk about tonight. Thanks for taking time to watch a little bit and listen. Hope you take away some learning lessons from this. Hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week in the CCU East Bay Friendship on Monday. Oh yes, since I'm here, if anyone's actually still listening, highlights takes a lot of time to do. I missed last week. I will try to catch up this week's and the prior weeks if I can. If I can't, I'll get to it eventually. But like I said, I just don't have a lot of time these days. But I'll do my best. All right, y'all have a great one. Talk soon. Bye.